All right, this is set 8, problems 3 and 4 together. They're totally connected. The first problem gives you the velocity as 3t squared minus 6t and asks you to find the total distance traveled. So first of all, by definition, the total distance traveled, on the integral from 0 to 3. By definition, the integral of the total distance traveled is just the integral of the absolute value of the velocity. So you take all your velocity, just make it positive so it adds it all up. If you just integrated velocity, which I'll do in problem number 4, that's going to give you displacement. But a calculator, I could just dump the absolute value of that into my calculator. But this is a non-calculator problem, so what I need to do is take that 3t squared minus 6t and set it equal to 0. I'm going to factor out the 3t. I'm going to be left with t minus 2, so I get t equals 0 and 2. Those are the two times where the velocity is equal to 0. So the next thing I'm going to do is put those on a little number line, 0 and 2. So if I plug in a number between 0 and 2, that's going to be positive. That's going to be negative, so my velocity is going to be negative. And then after 2, positive, positive. So now, when I integrate, I'm just going to integrate from 0 to 2, because I know that's when the velocity is negative. So I'm going to take that 3t squared minus 6t and integrate it, and then I'm going to make it opposite, because that's going to take that negative number and make it positive. And then I'm going to add to that the integral from 2 to 3 of the 3t squared minus 6t. So when I integrate this thing, I get a t cubed minus 3t squared. I'm going to integrate from 0 to 2. I'm going to put that negative back in at the end. And I'll tell you why in just a second. So I integrate this thing, I get 2 cubed is 8, minus 2 squared is 4, minus 12, minus 0, so I get a negative 4. And then over here, I'm going to integrate that 3t cubed minus 3t squared from 2 to 3. And I'm going to get 27 minus 3 squared is 9, 27. Minus, plug in the 2, 8 minus 2 squared is 4, 8 minus 12, so that's negative 4, negative 4, so it's 4. So now, if I take this negative and put it back in, that's going to become positive 4. So I'm going to wind up with 4 plus 4 equals 8. That's the total distance traveled, and that is answer D. Next question asks for displacement. By definition, displacement, if you want to find the displacement, you just integrate the integrate the velocity. That's going to give you displacement. So I could go back up to the last problem. The displacement is going to be 0 because I know I already integrated the velocity from 0 to 3, but I just broke it up. So I went from 0 to 2, I got negative 4. And then I went from 2 to 3, I got 4. So the displacement is going to be 0, which is I'll go ahead and just do it, because if this were a problem by itself, that's not the way you would do it. If this were a problem by itself, you would just integrate from 0 to 3 of the 3t squared minus 6t. You'll see I'll get 0 just by integrating the velocity. I got t cubed again minus the 3t squared. Integrate this from 0 to 3. And I'm going to get 27 minus 27 minus 0 minus 0. So there's your 0 also, which is